shot! Dishes off to Jones, kicks it out to Aaron Martin, 4 seconds. Oh my goodness! He hits the three.
Are you kidding me, Aaron Martin?
Well, welcome to Wildcat Week. I'm Roger Alcock. Now, the men's soccer team, they remain undefeated in Crossroads League play this season. They defeated St. Francis University in the opening round of the Crossroads League tournament on Saturday and are now ranked 5th in the latest NAIA national polls. Well, Peter Mercer was there to cover the action, and he caught up with Coach Joel Schulman and player Tyrone Martin after the game.
The Indiana Wesleyan men's soccer team defeated the St. Francis Cougars Saturday in the opening round of the Crossroads tournament. We'll start things off in the 7th minute with a goal by Keaton Albert, assisted by Sam Kane. 12th minute, Tyrone Martin begins what will end up as a phenomenal performance for him with his first goal of the night, assisted by Sean Block. Just a minute later, Tyrone Martin will beat the keeper and get a pass off to Corey Lopez, who will tap it in for an easy goal, his first goal of the night. Later in the half, Keaton Albert takes a shot, keeper catches it, knocked loose by a Wildcat player, rolls into the goal, but the referee will call it a no goal. Score at the half is 3-0 Wildcats. Second half, 71st minute, Keaton Albert will feed a beautiful ball to Tyrone Martin. Martin gets it past the keeper for his second of the night. 73rd minute, Wildcats up 4-0, looking for that shutout, but St. Francis will get one on the board, courtesy of Steven Johnson. 77th minute, Tyrone Martin coming down the field gets another pass to Corey Lopez, who easily taps it in once again for his second of the night. 87th minute, Tyrone Martin runs down the field yet again, makes a quick stop, and fires it into the back of the net to complete his hat trick, his third goal of the night. After the game, head coach Joe Schulman talked about some of the keys to the game against St. Francis.
Getting off to a fast start, for sure, was super important, and the guys took that to heart and really went out and made an impact immediately. So attacking with a super attack-minded mentality from the beginning, and that was great. And then staying organized, closing them down, not giving them any time on the ball or any space on the ball.
Senior forward Tyrone Martin also talks about his mentality going into tonight's game.
Just putting away goals. I mean, the goal of mine this season was to get a hat trick, and so I was able to do it. Just came in with that mentality of, this could be our last game, and coming out just trying to get as many goals as I could.
With a final score of 6-1, the Wildcats will move on to play Spring Arbor University this Saturday at 7 o'clock at Wildcat Field. For Wildcat Week, I'm Peter Mercer.
Well, the men take on Spring Arbor this Saturday night in the next round of the tournament at Wildcat Field. Well, join me now are juniors Keaton Albert and Johnny Fredericks of the men's soccer team. And guys, thanks for coming on in. Get to talk a little bit of soccer. Of course, I'm a soccer expert, but you guys, I know one thing, watching Wildcat soccer for the last 15, 20 years, an unbelievable season, maybe the most successful season in Wildcat history. So it's great to have the success, but now the expectations are super high, aren't they?
They are. They're very high. Absolutely.
I don't think anyone could expect, Johnny, maybe coming into the conference season that you roll through the conference season. But winning a championship in the conference is always a goal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always kind of been a goal for at least the 3 years I've been here, and we've actually been successful in doing so since I've been a freshman. So that's been a blessing for sure.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit because you got Spring Arbor coming up next. The last time you guys played them, they almost put an end to the streak, the 15-game winning streak. You went up to Spring Arbor, double overtime, had the amazing kick. I think it was Corey had the bicycle kick.
Yep.
Spring Arbor just always seems to bring their best effort when they play you guys, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And I don't know why, but they always bring all the crowds out and to get us hyped or get their team hyped to play us. But this game on this Saturday is going to be tough because we beat them in their senior night, and they're going to come to our place and want to beat us, and end our season. So.
Well, isn't that the key, though, is like the good news, you get to be at home now,
right?
And you get your crowd, and it might be a little bit chilly out, might even be a little bit wet, but be at home, that's why the regular season's so important, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You want to get those tough games at home.
Yeah, being at home, like with our crowd, like they don't know how much that energizes us in those moments where, you know, you got to run back and they're like, come on guys, come on. And that just gives you a lot of energy. And it's definitely an advantage for us. We're very thankful to be at home.
You guys are juniors. I want to talk about a couple of your seniors, though. A couple of your leaders. Tyrone Martin, Crossroads League Player of the Year. He's a pretty special player, isn't he?
Oh my goodness, he's awesome.
What makes him so good? What makes him special?
I think his heart,
Yeah.
his attitude. Humble, and he's just going to work hard, and he's willing to do the work. His progression and growth through the first year I've been here, or his first year here with me, which would have been in my sophomore year, till now, his leadership and just his voice, vocal voice has improved greatly, and a lot of players look up to him.
Another guy who was a first-team all-conference, another senior, Dylan Bronkema. Another guy, just a steady, calm, not calm, but just a steady, consistent influence on this team.
Yeah, I think he's really embraced the role of being a leader on this team and what that looks like, and he's been leading us pretty well this season, and for sure he's that senior leader we count on for sure.
All right, well, guys, we certainly say thanks for coming on in. Hopefully a lot more soccer left to play.
Let's hope.
In the conference, and then make a run maybe at nationals. See what you guys can do.
Might as well. Well, we're
awesome.
here. Might as well do it.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on in, guys.
Thank you, Roger.
All right. Well, the men's basketball team, they are off to a 3-0 start on the season, an outstanding start to their season. To be sure, the Wildcats took on the Red Wolves of IU East on Tuesday night in Lucky Arena. Now, right off the bat, Lane Mahurin works his way inside to get that layup to go, and the Wildcats are off and running. Bob Peters led the way for Indiana Wesleyan with 22 points, 3 of them coming right here, and on the assist from Johnny Marlin. Speaking of Johnny Marlin, he created offense all night long. They have a little pull-up jumper there, 2 of his points. This would give the Wildcats a big lead going into halftime as Johnny showed his range there, hitting that 3. Now, as we move into the second half, DJ Bettinger starts to break this one open with that long 3-point shot. Then they go back inside to Lane Mahurin, hit 2 of his 19 points, and then kind of sealing the deal here and capping the victory, a couple fast break points off the assist from Marlin there from Nate Bubash, and the Wildcats seal it with that late run. 97-80, the final score in this one, and the men, as we say, move to 3-0 on the season. Now the Wildcats travel to Grand Rapids for tournament play this weekend, but they return to Lucky Arena on November the 14th. Now, the Lady Wildcats, they're also undefeated as they were victorious on Tuesday night as they welcomed Brescia University in for their home opener here in front of the home crowd. Kelsey Key getting a little jumper to go in the lane, the transfer showing her shooting skills. Erica Eichmann, very strong in the middle, coming off the bench as she gets that layup to go. Katrina Blackman shows her strength here in the rebound and putback. She had 11 points on the night. Carly Cottrell, she hits a big 3 there. The Lady Wildcats moving the ball very well, sharing it. Here's Chelsea Winter with the layup. Tennille Krebs, she gets a couple points in the paint, and that layup there. And the second half route is on. Another 3 here from Carly. That kind of puts this one away for sure. The Lady Wildcats, they dominated the Bearcats 89-54. The women next play this weekend in the Aaliyah Whitaker Memorial Classic. They'll play Friday night at 6 p.m. and Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. in the Leah Whitaker Memorial Classic. Now, when we come back, we'll sit down with women's volleyball player Katie Holler, and we'll revisit their senior night, and we'll look back on the Caleb Dimmick Memorial Tournament. It's all ahead next on Wildcat Week. Well, welcome back to Wildcat Week. The women's volleyball team, they continue to roll through conference opponents this season. An outstanding season for the 19th ranked Wildcats. Well, they hosted the Grace Lancers on Saturday. This match was a clash of the top 2 teams in the conference. Now, Elijah Mulatapele, that's a tough one to say, but she's the lone senior on the Wildcats and had an outstanding night. On senior night, the Wildcats, she led the way with 16 kills. The Lancers of Grace, they came to play, and after the Wildcats took the first game, Grace, they stormed back to take a quick lead in game number 2, but the Wildcats came back in that game. They took game number 2, and they needed only one game to close out the victory. Grace, however, won game 3. The Wildcats came back in game 4 to put the Lancers away. 3-1, the final in this game. The Wildcats won 2 games and 4 in extra points. The Wildcats finished the regular season 29-7 overall record and an incredible 17-1 in conference play. Now the volleyball team is the #1 seed for the conference tournament. That begins on Tuesday night in Lucky Arena. Well, joining me now is Wildcat setter Katie Holler. And Katie, thanks for coming on in, talking a little Wildcat volleyball. And one of the things I talked with Coach Motes about, I think it was last week, is that this is still a relatively young team. We talked about only one senior in Elijah. I don't know that anyone expected that you guys would roll through conference play like you guys did this season.
Yeah, we're pretty young, but our motto has been kind of fight. We don't lose our fight, and so we are pretty young, but a lot of us, we're all pretty talented, and we have a couple transfers coming in from different schools, so that was different, but it's also been a good experience to have them.
And that was kind of the key, is that the new faces and the returning players, you guys seem to come together maybe more quickly than some people might have expected.
Yeah, Elijah definitely helps us out with that. She's one of our stronger leaders, and she gets us going and pulls us all together, and so that's definitely helped this season.
Well, you guys have won the conference, regular season championship, but I would imagine your goal would be to win the whole thing outright to take the tournament title as well.
Yep, we play Marion on Tuesday, and then we're guessing we're going to play Mount Vernon on Thursday, and then hoping to see Grace again on Saturday to win that.
Well, and really, it's been Indiana Wesleyan, Grace, and Taylor is always a good team in there. So nothing you guys can take for granted, for sure. There's still some big games ahead.
Yeah, we don't like to take these games lightly. We've played a lot of good teams in out-of-state tournaments. We beat number 9 Viterbo. But coming back home to play teams that aren't ranked, it's kind of a little bit harder to get motivated to play them. So, but that's one of our main goals, is to kill other teams this week and just win conference so that we can get that play-in game for the national tournament.
Well, and you want to go into the national tournament, we're going to assume with your high national ranking this time, even if you win the tournament, the conference tournament, you get an automatic bid. But it is important in terms of going to the national tournament, in terms of seeding and your placement in the different pools. So you want to continue to play well and continue to build towards national tournament play.
Right, and we're definitely reaching a peak this year. Towards the end of postseason, we're starting to reach the peak that we've been aiming for, and we definitely have that goal to get to the national tournaments, and then to get out of pool play are our goals. So. All
right. Well, Katie, thanks so much for coming in. Congratulations on an outstanding season. We certainly wish you guys the best of luck as you continue to roll on into tournament play.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we're going to talk a little more basketball here really quick. The Caleb Dimmick Memorial Tournament, that took place over this past weekend, and we're going to take a look back at just what that tournament means.
Caleb Dimmick for 3.
How Caleb Dimmick! How Caleb Dimmick again! How!
16, Caleb Dimmick.
How! Can't be stopped!
Caleb again.
How!
Caleb, yes!
How!
Caleb, yes! Caleb for 3.
How! That's 8! How! How! It's Caleb!
Caleb Dimmick is somebody who will never be forgotten. His legacy lives on through the changed lives of each and every player who comes through this program. You know, I never personally knew Caleb, but I feel as if I encounter him all the time through his father, Dave. The commitment of time and spiritual encouragement that Dave pours into each one of us gives us a glimpse of who Caleb was. Caleb was and continues to be a great example of I am third.
5. Caleb gets it.
Nice shot by Caleb Dimmick. We're tied.
Caleb Dimmick was a leader,
a deadly shooter,
a defender,
a Wildcat,
a student athlete,
a friend.
He was fearless, a winner,
a world changer,
a brother. He was I am third.
Caleb for 3.
Oh! Caleb Dimmick! Boom, 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 boom. Timmy just leveled the whole Taylor cheering section. It's Simon over here.
Well, the guys competed in 2 games over the weekend in that tournament, winning both in dominant fashion. They won their first game, the season opener, on Friday night, defeating Oklahoma Wesleyan University. The Wildcats tied a program record with 16 three-pointers in that game as they dominated the Eagles 104-60. Then on Saturday afternoon, a little bit more of the same as the Wildcats blew out the Panthers of Purdue North Central, that is. The Wildcat doubled up the Panthers by winning by a score of 90-45. Johnny Marlin led all scorers with 15 points in the afternoon game, and he also had 6 assists in that game. Well, when we come back, we will stay with men's basketball and relive their national championship one more time. That's on the Wildcat Week right after this. Well, welcome back to Wildcat Week. The men's basketball team, they're off to a red-hot start this season, certainly a continuation of their national championship success last season. We relive their path to success now with this look back at a season to remember.
We did it. Look, I said we did it. I just can't believe we did it. Look, we went all the way because Jesus was in it. We giving the glory, we 3. Everybody know we live it. And it's a lie, they're telling you different. Survival of the fittest, provide us the strength that is in us. Isaiah 40:31, this truth is making us winners. No pretenders, we go 100 when we out on the court. We thank the community for their prayers and their support. It's more than a sport, but they hold us down at the fort. The Wildcats, we go hard from the first and the fourth. We hit the local paper, we the team they want to report. Glory to the Father, we lifting it up to the Lord. Our players worship, we gotta keep giving them up some more. We burn them up and cut them down, that's the motto of course. Going to war, giving them more, crashing into them and getting the boards. We can afford to give them a bit of a time, giving up isn't a grind, pivotal cause it's important. Gotta soar and let Jordan put in that overtime at night and back to work in the morning. We get it, ooh, it's so amazing. Lord, it's cause of you the reason we made it. We burn them up, to cut them down. We lift them up, to earn the crown. He the reason we made it. We made it, we made it.
We didn't do it on our own, no. We didn't do it on our own, no.
He the reason we made it. We the champions. We the champions. We the champions. We 3, yeah, we ballin' the light. Let the blood, sweat, tears, you can call it a night. I just can't believe this, but you knew that this would happen ever since I was a fetus. Yeah, I took faith, let the Holy Spirit lead us to different arenas. All these teams trying to beat us, but we gave it to you. Yeah, we gave it to you. We started from the beginning, but Lord, you're taking us through. Now we at the end, feeling like we hit the top. We light the torch, building on the rock, wings like eagles. The start of a secret with Jesus, it's hard to beat. It's just like the heart of the people. Make it good out of something that's intended for evil. Feeling like we in the movie, yeah, we crowded the real. Waiting on the Lord, He's renewing my strength. Running, not be weary, they shall walk and not faint. We 3 Wildcats going hard.
kind of cap things off, the Wildcats received their championship rings on Friday night prior to the start of the game against Oklahoma Wesleyan. Athletic Director Mark DeMichael presented the rings to Coach Tonigal. Garvin Hoy and R.J. Mehurin, they returned to Lucky Arena to support the Wildcats and to receive their rings as well. Now, all the players from last year's teams received a ring and were honored before the tip-off of the 2014 season. Well, the men now travel to Grand Rapids this weekend to take on Cornerstone and Aquinas College as their season rolls on. Well, that's all we have for you this week. If you have any comments or suggestions about the show, we'd like to hear from you. You can write us here at the station, WIW-TV, 4201 South Washington Street, Marion, Indiana, 46953, or you can visit our website, WIWTV.com. You can watch past episodes and connect with us online at WIWTV.com. Well, we look forward to being back with you next week. So for all of us here, thanks for watching Wildcat Week.